Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. I watched a video on YouTube recently. I normally watch this guy, not very regularly, but now and again. This guy, he has a show on the internet in Guyana. Now, this man's name is Glenn Lall, Glennlall. And he has a program called the Glenn Lall Show, and it comes on every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays in Guyana. Now, I watched a particular speech that he made on his show, and it has sent me into a state of severe depression. I feel that my time spent trying to build up my country, I have failed. I right now feel that I have failed my children, I have failed the future, I have failed all Jamaicans. I have to feel it because we are in a handbasket to hell because of what I saw on the Glenn Lall show. Now, I can't believe that I'm living in a country called Jamaica. And what I heard on the Glenn Lall show is something that I know is going to play out here. If certain things happen, we are going to be facing the same situation that Guyana is facing now. Now, before I explain what it is, I just want you to listen to what Glenn Lall said on his show just a few days ago. All right? Take this in. And then after that, I will give my piece.
We swapping oil blocks for visa. The UK just announced that Guyanese can now travel without a visa to England, and the entire country, including social media commentators, jumping up for joy, as if the Guyanese people future set for life with that. This country has more wealth per person than England, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and even America. And instead, they make that their everyday conversation. They're busy talking about visa-free travel to England. You guys ever know anybody give away anything for free in this world you live in? Everything has a kickback. Some trick or some game there behind freeness. Never forget that. Hear this. Just after the announcement of the visa-free travel by the UK, our president announced a government-to-government partnership with our oil blocks. This is what we're bargaining for. Visa. Giving away our wealth, our country to England, while some of you get the opportunity to visit England visa-free. When and if you can afford a ticket. Yes. This is what our leaders barter for. Visa-free travel for we US $1 trillion oil blocks. Good going, guys. Good going. The coalition give away the whole Stabroek block and get 2%. Them this. President Ali giving away the oil blocks in exchange for visa. And then got the nerve to tell us, don't abuse the arrangement because it could harm his efforts at securing visa-free travel to other countries. Father, above, please help these people. Guyana, you're in more trouble now than any one of you could ever dream of. I had to pinch myself when I heard they waived the visa requirements and President Ali talking about government-to-government bartering of our oil blocks with these countries. Is this what Guyana has come to, man? Swapping we US $1 trillion oil blocks for visa-free? Really? Really? We living with hourly blackouts drinking stink water, can barely patch some of the roads, can't eat a proper meal. Hospitals don't have medicines, and y'all jumping up for joy because you don't have to get a visa to go to England, man. Really? Really? It is so sad that the politicians of this country are still so much in love with these former slave masters that a visa will make them enslave the Guyanese all over again. They had enslaved our foreparents in chains back in the days and exploited the resources of this land. Today, you're not being enslaved and exploited in chains, but with visa-free travel in exchange for your oil blocks. Good going, eh? This is how they're selling out we country and all of us, like cheap W's of the street, all for their personal benefits. Is there a future ahead? I'm just asking. And I just want to tell you, evil never takes a holiday. It always on the job. This is a message from Glenn Lal. Please share it.
Okay, now that you have listened to that, here is the thing. Remember that 2 years ago, there were a lot of oil prospecting out on our north coast and our south coast, and it was sectioned off, and different companies were coming in and prospecting off the Jamaican coast for oil. Now, if we had found oil in Jamaica, tell me how different my speech would have been from Glenn Lal's. Everything that Glenn Lal said, I am sure that whether it was Andrew Holness, Portia Simpson-Miller, Peter Phillips, PJ Patterson, or any other prime minister in this country, save one, I would have had to have said exactly what Glenn Lal said. Because I'm telling you, there is these prime ministers, these fussy prime ministers we have had over the years would have sold us down the river to Britain. Both sides would have sold us down the river to Britain and to the United States and to every country, because we have never, ever in our life had a prime minister who have ever stood up for our country. They will kiss the butt of any royalty and of any superpower without think the slightest regard for how it's going to affect us. I am sure that Andrew Holness, as well as any other prime minister in the past or in the future, I cannot see one who would not have sold us out for British visa to get Britain to give us visa-free travel, to go to England to get a 6 months visa and go run off and work or go clean dog teeth, because while they would be taking our oil, we can go there and go overstay. They fling me back out the same way. And remember that the cost of a plane fare to England these days can buy a car. So if you can use the plane fare to England and buy a car, you might as well just buy a car and go run a little taxi or go use the car hustle in whatever way, shape or form. But our leaders will never see. They are just the same set of bootlickers as the president of Guyana. They are no different. And these people, these are the people who are running our country. Now, I tell you this. You see, power, when a person gets power, you get power in order to protect your people. When you're strong, the reason why you are strong is to protect the weak. The reason why you're given power is to protect those who cannot protect themselves, and to make choices, good choices, that are best for the people that are looking up to you. Now, when you have like a fussy, as our Jamaican politicians. And when we have fascists like these who will sell us out, and who will sell us out, because take it as I tell you, no gonna come if we did find oil here. This is the conversation I would have been having. And if there's anybody out there who thinks I'm lying, tell me one prime minister who would have stood up. Oh yeah, there is one. And I'm going to tell you his name. And I'm going to tell you why I say it. That this is the only prime minister, our former prime minister, that I think would have stood up for us. I know who would have stood up for us. Michael Manley. And you know why I say that? This is not about politics. You know why I say that? He, in the 1970s, he was the only prime minister who told the rest of the world where to go when they were telling him that he cannot ask to free Nelson Mandela. When they were saying he could not have a relationship with Cuba and with some other things. When he was making all those changes, he told the rest of the world where to go. Now, he stood up. I agree, we failed. He failed, but that's not the point. We failed, and I won't go into the reason why he failed now, because that's a different issue. But I'm just saying, the only prime minister, our former prime minister of this country that I see who would have stood up for us and protected our oil money, just like how he had protected the backside levy to protect Jamaicans. I'm telling you, that's the only man I see as a prime minister who would have had the balls to stand up. No prime minister, not Porter Miller, not anybody that I can see in the house now, I have ever think would have spoken out for us. They would have sold us the oil and give us visa. The opportunity, not even the visa, the opportunity to go to Britain. For go clean dog teeth, or for go work mop floor, turn house boy, do security guard, and nothing higher than that, because you haven't got what to use. You haven't got the documentation to get anything better. And our oil money would have gone to Britain as usual, so they would put us at another stage of colonization. And we would have been recolonized because we have oil. And we would not have gotten benefit. And I tell you this, look at this point. Britain, Nigeria has oil. And to this blessed day, Nigeria is one of the poorest countries, although it is the richest oil country in the world. And Nigeria has oil and don't benefit from it. There are blackouts there all over Nigeria. There are towns and villages that don't have electricity in these modern times. And Nigeria is an oil-rich country. But the Nigerian presidents, they always sell out the people, and all the oil money ends up in Europe. All the oil money ends up in Europe, while Nigerians are starving. Nigerians are starving this blessed day, and it's an oil-rich country. And trust me, these are the same people, you know. Remember that these black people are the same people who did capture we and put we on boat to the white man. So don't believe say because a man have black skin. So don't believe that because a man have black skin, it means that he wishes you any good. It not necessarily mean you no good. You understand me? I am just sorry that I feel so much in this man's shoes, and I empathize with this man so much, because I know that I am one of the few persons in this country who would have made that speech, and it hurt me to my core for know say we could have gone that way, I would have gone that way, I will be going that way the day oil is found in Jamaica. Will be worse off. We'll sell with Andrew Holness or whoever comes in after him, will sell us out for visa same way.